Hello everybody, Captain Marty here, Thursday, July the 16th. Fishing was pretty day, but fishing was a little bit slower than it has been, a little bit scrappier than it has been, but that's July. That's middle of July fishing, and it'll stay that way, and you'll have some bright moments. You'll have, generally speaking, better weather, and midsummer is a good time to catch the dolphin, the mahi, whatever you want to call them, although that fishery let us down a little bit yesterday. But I'll tell you all what did happen when I come back in just a moment.
Hi, I'm LB Daniels, and when you want great local seafood, you go to Fresh Catch Seafood in MARTY'S. How do I know it's great? My daddy is one of the fishermen that brings it to the docks. At Fresh Catch Seafood, you will get local seafood right from their fish house. They are a family-owned business that knows the name of every fisherman that comes to their docks. Visit their social media pages to see the latest catches. My daddy would love to put his tuna on your dinner plate, so get it now from Fresh Catch Seafood and MARTY'S.
When lines are tight and the bite is on, you need fuel that keeps up with the action. Introducing Sport Fisher, the drink built for anglers and adventurers who never quit chasing the next big catch. With bold flavor and serious kick, Sport Fisher keeps you energized from the first cast to the last run offshore. Whether you're chasing tuna, marlin, largemouth bass, or just for a great day on the water, crack open a can and fuel the catch. Grab yours today and learn more at sportfisherenergy.com. Sport Fisher, because legends don't run out of energy.
So the Hatteras fleet, they're sticking with the program and hammering those blackfin tuna, the smaller tunas, but plenty of them, really good eating. Get some of those in the box, and then they go looking for the dolphin. And when they find them, they caught mostly bailers, and the ones that did find them yesterday. And over the last few days, most of everybody's been catching one or two wahoo to the boat. Saw a couple in the 40 to 50 pound range. The wahoo is a long, silverish bluefish with a mouthful of very sharp teeth. They don't look very threatening, but I would say that of all the things I've tangled with in my career, the wahoo is the most dangerous to handle in the cockpit of a boat. And I know from experience what they can do to you. And I've seen some other people that know from experience as well. So be really, really careful. Some of the pictures I see on Facebook are not, people are not handling that fish very well. Omi Tillett always had his mate. Omi was the best in the business. He didn't have you gaff the fish in the head and then with two hands grasping the gaff and pull that 50-pound fish over the side of the boat with its teeth, its jaws open right at your jugular vein. If it was a big wahoo, he always had you gaff it in the head. Then if fish ain't going anywhere, then he'd get a second gaff. Get somebody to hand the mate a second gaff and gaff it in the tail. Then together they would lift that fish up with a gaff in the front and a gaff in the back, and it would come up parallel to the water and with the danger part of the fish not aimed at your throat. Always a really good rule to think about. Spanish mackerel and bluefish is what the nearshore fleet's been working on primarily in Hatteras. There's some other stuff. There's been a few kings. There's been a few drum outside the inlet, but that's about the long and the short of it. Pretty scrappy on the meat fish for the Oregon Inlet fleet, but the quality was good. I saw a catch on the drifter. He had a blue marlin and a sailfish, and it looked like three big tunas, like 70, 80, 90 pounders. That's pretty good. That's several hundred pounds of tuna and three fish. And there weren't a lot of yellowfin tuna, but there were a few. But when I saw most of the catches I saw, people really were picking, and when they're turning over quickly to the bottom fish, you know that things are dried up. The grass situation is a day-by-day thing. The grass that you fish on today, the beds of sargasso weed, if it's not all scattered, but if it's held together, it's going to be off Maryland tomorrow, and it'll be off Europe in 2 or 3 days. So what we need to wonder about what's below us, what's coming up from Morehead City in that area. But like I said, the billfish bite is good. A lot of sailfish in the catches still. We've had some really good days on the sailfish bite. And of course, we're rapidly working. Next week we'll be over at Pirates Cove for the Boat Builders Tournament. So blues and Spanish around the inlet, that's a picky fishery. Really, it's really guys having to work hard to scrap out a day there. Now on the surf and the pier, we got water temperatures in the upper 70s, bumping 80 degrees actually in Rodanthe. You know, I did get a message that Jeanette's is having some major beach renourishment going on around there, so it's a little bit difficult to fish around the pier. I don't know about on the pier, but I suspect that it's a little bit picky there. But we'll see. You got to go. There's plenty of piers, and there's lots of other choices. There's been a few red drum in the surf in the mid 30-inch range, 34 to 38 inches. A little bit surprised by some of those, but that's good. And, of course, the Spanish mackerel bite is been keeping everybody interested. Got a great report from Kara down at Red Drum, owner of Red Drum Tackle in Buxton. And she said the bite at Cape Point on the Spanish was insane. I don't know that I've ever used that word in a fishing report. Insane bite. Lots of Spanish mackerel. And the lure, I could not tell for sure if it was a sting silver, but it looked like some type of metal lure. The color, though, ghost gray with a pink stripe down the side of it. That's what you want. Best thing you can do is go to Red Drum Tackle and talk to Kara yourself. Order her son Bobby, and they've owned that tackle shop for a long time, and they know what they're talking about, and they're the closest tackle shop to Cape Point. So that's a good thing to know. Erdanthi Pier, croakers and spot, and Spanish mackerel, just really picky. Nothing to write home about anywhere in the surf. There's fish to be caught, and one of the most important things is to try to get out and fish as early in the morning and as late as the evening as you can stand. That's a theme I hammer home almost every day. So we'll take a little break, and I'll come back and talk to you about the backcountry in just a moment.
Frisco Woods Campground, a family-owned gem for over 50 years, offers a perfect getaway on Hatteras Island. Whether you prefer tent camping, electric water sites, RV spots, or primitive camping cabins, there's something for everyone. Guests enjoy free hot showers, a refreshing pool, and breathtaking sunsets over the Pamlico Sound. Nestled in nature yet close to local attractions, Frisco Woods Campground provides a peaceful retreat with modern comforts, making it an ideal destination for outdoor enthusiasts and families alike. Book online at the Frisco Woods Campground.com. Frisco Woods Campground, 50 years of memory making on Hatteras Island.
We mentioned yesterday that the drum bite in the Sound is picking up gradually. It's a challenging bite at best, but Dickie Harris went out in the Western Pamlico with Gray Davis at High Guides the day before yesterday, and they had a nice day. They caught 7 big drum. The trout bite really is not encouraging right now, and I don't really know why that is. I wouldn't write that off just to the Cold Stone event, but it's not been a great bite on the speckled trout. And what else we got going on back in the Sound? A little bit of wade fishing going on the backside of Hatteras Island, puppy drum mostly, but a few bluefish back there, and don't be surprised if you come up with a Spanish mackerel. This is the time of year where places you wouldn't think you'd catch a Spanish, it's a good time to go try. Like one of those places would be around Wanchese Harbor, out there in the seafood park, that little shoreline on the far side of that place. What is that called? Is that John's Ditch? I believe it is. But anyway, go down, go around, go to the outside of the harbor park where the big water tower is. Find you a piece of shoreline down there with your metal lure. Take that lure with the ghost gray and the pink stripe, the stink silver, and go out there, and you'd be surprised. There ain't nobody fishing there. And there's other things to be caught there as well. You do want to be careful about a few things. First of all, make sure you're somewhere you're allowed to be. And most of that area, there's a lot of shoreline down there. You can find a spot to fish. But you do need to be careful if you get in that grass for ticks and things like that, mosquitoes. And I'm going to just tell you a little secret. You might find some blackberries down there along that shoreline. So keep that in mind as well, a little bonus for you. And that's about it. That's all really I have for you right now with the wade fishing around the rest of Roanoke Island. I haven't heard of anything. A little bit on the quiet side. There's been a few rockfish further up the Sound, but you can't keep them. You can't keep the speckled trout. You can't keep the flounder. Wait a minute. I'm back up. I think the speckled trout season is open now, but nobody's catching hardly any. So that's the problem with that. Anyway, you don't catch them laying around the house all day watching the TV. So you need to get out and wet a line. And I do hope you make a good effort. Be careful, be safe. Watch the kids. Teach a kid to fish if you get a chance. And let the good Lord bless you richly today.